what's going on? This thing, so I've got my monitor over here to see what's going on, to see if it's working. Looks like we're working. Unfortunately, I got a, let's see. I'm going to unmute this and make sure it's working properly. Yep, it's working. All right. So I recently started playing this game called Gaslands. And I've been wanting to try to learn how to paint minis for quite a while now. And I figured that Gaslands was going to be a pretty good way to do that. Alright. Hopefully I'll notice if anybody starts watching. So anyway, so this is the first thing I did. I glued these cotter pins on here. Glued a little washer here. Glued some nuts on here. And then I painted it quite a bit. So that was my first attempt at a modified Hot Wheels car. So I'll just put this over here. If I have a little time, I might start to put more attachments on this guy. Right now I have these, I think they're from a Lego kit. They're like some sort of horns that I threw on the front of this, but yeah, sorry, my face is in the way. But I gotta pry this boat off the top of this Jeep. So that's if I have time. But here's the one I'm going to be working on. It is all primed and ready to go. This is right here is a simple walkie-talkie from a piece of a Lego of some sort. And it's, I think this is a Volkswagen. I forgot which one it is. But so I threw that on there. This is some sort of broken thruster here from another toy. And then my dad actually, he used to work in a steel mill a long time ago, so he had a whole bunch of sheet metal, and it had this really pliable sheet metal. So I don't know if you can see this. That's actually sheet metal that I folded over itself. Unfortunately, my camera is a little wonky in terms of how it's adjusting the focus. So sorry about that. So I put some sheet metal as kind of like a ram over the front of it, or a new bumper, and then I covered the front window. It's kind of hard to see, but the front window has the same metal over the top of it, and then a slit here that when I primed it, I covered it up with the same gray. And then I have similar here on that window, here on that window. So this will be like, you know, rocket launcher or something, and that'll be a machine gun. So Gaslands is basically this game where, if you've ever seen X-Wing, the miniature game. Sorry, just getting some stuff out. Kind of moves in a similar fashion to that, where you have templates that you actually move the cars around on, or move the vehicles around on a table. Let's start with a bigger brush. I am so new to this, I have no idea what's good for what. And to the fact that I am using a paper plate for my palette. I bought these brushes at Walmart for $5 whole. But they seem to do the job. That some of them have a little bit of extra little hairs on it that I may want to trim off, but What are you going to do? For $5, who cares? They'll have these little caps that never stay on. I have a whole bunch of paints over here. And I got all these paints for 50 cents each, except for the metallics. The metallics are more expensive. But these are 50 cents each at Walmart. And, you know, super glue, got that. And I've found that, you know, they may need a little bit extra paint when you put it on, but, you know, whatever. So for this particular one, I figure I was going to paint mostly blue, kind of like a dark grungy blue. So I will take a little bit of blue paint. This is turquoise, actually. I wonder if I have an actual blue now. It's a very blue. And then I will get some black and mix them up. Goes to show you how great these paintbrushes are. I just lost one. All right, that's too bad. I could probably fix it with a little super glue. I gotta wash it here. Sorry for my hands right in the way. But I have a cool camera that you can see my face the whole time, instead of just what I'm doing with my hands. Also got some paper towels all over around. So. The chair I have kind of sucks. I should get a better chair. I'm sure this is exactly what you're interested in seeing. Coming here is me fixing a paintbrush. You know what? Nobody's watching yet, so at least it doesn't look like it. Alright, so let me glue that back together. Put it off to the side. All right. So now I have this similarly sized brush here. My lighting's not perfect in here, but you know, that's all right. So I'm going to try to get a mostly blue, but kind of like a dark blue. Paint over that, because you know this is like a wasteland, like Mad Max kind of game. So I still want a little extra brightness. Let's get in there. So I've been told that actually you're not supposed to get paint up around that spot there, but these are cheap brushes, like I said, so who cares? So I'm going to start off by painting basically just the body. I'm going to try to avoid the windows, because I'm going to probably try to do something like metallic for those, like a rusty look to them. Maybe I should get this a little bit bluer, but anyway. In this model, I actually primed with gray as opposed to black like I did in my previous one. And with mini painting, like like I said, I wanted to kind of get involved with it a long time ago, but I always kind of looked at it and said, it's kind of expensive. Not really into spending all that money, sorry about that, on the actual minis themselves. So when you take a Hot Wheels car that costs a whole $1 and then trick it out with some gear, it seems like it's maybe a easier way to learn how to paint. And I tweeted out before that, you shouldn't come to me and looking for any sort of tips on how to paint, because I'm just trying to figure this all out on my own, looking at some videos and stuff. And I've been told you're not even supposed to hold the model, but you know what? Kind of don't care. They say that the oil on your hands will make the paint fade or chip later. Am I even getting that in the camera frame? Yeah, like, so this paint isn't the best paint in the world apparently, but it costs 50 cents. So I kind of don't care. I wonder if I can tilt this up just a hair. And this side's a little bit more difficult because I've got the machine gun. I literally have my mic right there, so I keep tapping it with the paintbrush. I don't think I'm going to worry too much if I get some paint on the attachment here, because I can always paint over it. Did get a little inside the car just now. Oops. I wish it would focus more on the car and less on what's around, but it's autofocusing, so maybe next time I will try to fix that. I also didn't bother putting my wind guard up, so you may hear me breathing a little bit more too than with the podcast. So that's getting a nice little color there, right? And keep off of the windows, keep off of the lower paint the windows black later, the exposed glass at least. They call this base coating. Though I think I was just assumed that the primer was the base coat, but maybe the first coat of paint is actually the base coat. Unfortunately, my furnace is about to kick in, so you may hear that. I'm in a room that's right next to the furnace. There we go. There's a nice blue. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear that, sorry. Nice blue Volkswagen death machine ish. Let's see. Come on, camera. Can you focus on that? And I think I'm going to go over it one more time with the same blue. Make it pop a little bit more. It's nice. I like that it's muted. But we can always add some features later, right? Now, last time I did a live stream on the podcast, I had a chat window open, and unfortunately, it was the wrong chat window. So hopefully that's not happening here. Very well could be, though. I'll do this side first this time. I was watching a video on, learn how to paint basically miniatures, and they always said hold it like you hold a pencil, and that's great and all, but I have probably the worst penmanship of anyone in the world, but this seems to be doing okay. So my paint is actually drying out a little bit on my palette, but it's I don't have that much more to do with it, so that's all right. I don't even know if this thing live tweeted out, so I may be not gonna see anybody. I'll have to check afterwards. Yeah, I'm still muted with the color, but it's more vibrant. I also got some white primer, which I believe will help with if I really want the colors to come out. I think the gray works really well. The black was the other car I did had the black, and as you can see, like I threw a gloss top on it as well. I'm not too impressed with the gloss. So I'm gonna hit the top of this, and then we'll be good for the blue, I think, for now. Last time I painted another car too, my daughter was awake, and she was able to, I got a little on the metal, that's alright. She was able to go and wash my brushes for me. Now I have to do that myself. You know what's funny about this too is when I was priming this, I actually dropped the car a couple times. But thankfully all the super glue held in place, and this guy, I think he bent a little bit. What are you gonna do? So there's the blue. I actually I really like the color of that. Alright, so I'm going to put that down. I'm going to rinse off this guy. It's funny, all the videos that I've seen have, everyone's got this green, very specific mat for cutting things on. So I felt like I had to get it for like street cred or something. So people like, here, maybe there it is. I'll just put it in so it's in like, they just inside the camera. Say, hey, look, that guy, he knows kind of what he's doing, because he's got that thing. That's not the case at all. All right, so now I just got this silver metallic here. It's actually a different brand. That was me shaking the paint. So I don't even know how this is going to look yet. I'm going to have to just check it out. That is silver, isn't it? You know, I'm gonna just, I like that, I like this brush. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to just darken it a bit to see how that looks. Not too much, just a little bit. Maybe a little darkness. Yeah, because it's very shiny, so I think a little black is helpful for it. But I still want it to look metallic, because, you know, it's a metallic paint. Alright. And I like blue and silver together. I think they're a good combo. So I'm going to take and I think I'm going to use the same color for the bumper and the plate on the window, and maybe even the rims. But you know, I should probably paint the tires black before I do the rims. Oh wow, that's look at that. Whew. That is a metallic looking. It's funny because this was actually sheet metal, so it's actually bringing out how it looked like originally. Maybe I should have darkened it up a little bit more. Nah, it's all right. We're gonna throw some eventually throw some weathering effects on it. And I'm gonna try to avoid. Oh shoot. I'm going to try to avoid there's a very small slit here, so I'm going to hit that with black after. Yeah, and I got a little on the blue, unfortunately. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't do that. I tried to make sure there was, you know, there's like a small seam here also, because you know everything's not perfect. It's not cut to fit in the wasteland. That is kind of sparkly, isn't it? I don't know if you can see it too good. But I'll post stills, you know, certain points of the way. I stayed off the glass, if you will. So that's good. Now these are a little bit thinner. Maybe more difficult to paint. Ooh, this one's underneath the rocket launcher. That's nice. It works. Heartbreak did say that he was going to come on here and give me crap, but I haven't seen him yet. So after I do these, I think I'm going to quick hit the wheels. That's good. I like the way that the light hits it. That's probably tough to see in the camera, but if you roll it, and the focus kind of sucks too. There must be a way to adjust the focal length of this camera so it doesn't autofocus. But I will save that for another time. Alright, I also want to, while I have this stuff ready to go, which it is also drying. Look at that. I'm gonna hit the nozzle here of the machine gun. Camera angles are not what I'm focused on right now, so apologies. Alright, so what I will do now is I'm going to black out the tires, and then I want to hit them quick with the silver to get that on there before it all dries. But I will use a, let's see, what we got? There's one called Pavement. Maybe I'll do, I'll just do regular black. I already have some of that out. You know, my other brush should be good. Use that. This is tough because it's, so we glue the wheels into place to make sure they don't roll. I may need to go back in there with a finer tooth. Is that what they call it? Finer tooth? Unfortunately, I'm still doing it off the camera every once in a while, so sorry. Get the black in there. I didn't have to paint the tires on the other car because I used black primer. Instead, now I gotta do that on these. Hopefully they'll pop nice when I throw the silver on top of it. I don't have to worry about blending or mixing the color because it's just straight black. So if I want to come back and hit them up again, no big deal. Come on, get in those cracks. This is a tough one because I don't have enough light where I'm sitting, and this brush is a little thin, or thick I should say, sorry. Yeah, it's coming out nice though. So now I'll switch sides, the other side. Most of this metal is dried up. Paint the other side. There's a little spot down here that when I sprayed it I didn't hit. Come back at that with I got really pointy brushes over here, so I will just come back and hit those afterwards. I wonder if I should like silver up the like the undercarriage. That might be interesting. Kind of figuring this out as I go. My furnace won't shut off. We're gonna get some more snow, so that'll be great. Maybe I'll finish this more tomorrow. Tired of snow, tired of winter. My running has taken a hit because I don't feel like getting completely dressed up to go running. I'd rather just throw on some shorts, t-shirt, and go. Unfortunately, it's a whole process right now. My hand is blocking that, isn't it? I don't know what color I'm gonna do the rocket launcher though. I should probably do something similar. That. Alright. Not too bad. Unfortunately, the oh, my hand is stuck. What did I stick it to? It must have been some of that blue. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like the black isn't dry quite yet on the other side. So, I don't know if you're supposed to use your fingers with this. Probably not. It's probably bad for the bristles. $5 for the set of brushes, so I don't think I care too much. I've also heard that you're not supposed to use metallic paints in the same water that you do with your regular paints. But again, it's only $1 to do one of these things. So actually, yeah, I can see like. You can see the metallic flecks floating around in there, so I get it. Alright, so let's hope I can. Let's see, I just put it down on the black wheels. Sure, they're a little damp. I can see them shiny, but I'd rather get it on there. At least for a little something. I probably could use a thinner brush. Problem is with all these brushes, I don't know which one's the best to use, so I'm just guessing. This one is needle thin. This is the one. Has a hair though that's a little longer than the rest of it, so hopefully it's not going to make too big of a deal. Yeah, it's actually making a little bit of a deal. Because it's painting around the rim. Darn it. Yeah, it's whatever. I think after I do these last little bits, I will be done for the evening. Oh, man. And let it dry up. Yeah. Again, the $5 brushes. Maybe there's a thinner one. This one, you probably can't see it, but there's this hair right sticking out. It's almost like if I had a pair of scissors, I'd cut it off. Oh, well. Actually, there's two of them. Oh, this one sucks. This is called a spotter. Let's try this one. This one's even thinner than the other one, but it doesn't have those rogue hairs. These wheels are tough. I should say the rims, not the wheels. I'm sure I'll get more proficient with this as time goes on, as long as I keep practicing. I should probably go around so there's like this very fine ridge right around it. Maybe I can do that. There we go. Oh, it's actually grab some of the black that's still on there that's not completely dry yet. I'll touch that up later though. Let's get a good base down, let it dry. Now I gotta hit all those wheels again because I decided I wanted to paint the outside of that rim. Very little bit of paint on this brush, so I don't want to go too crazy. Two more. guess that's okay for now. Maybe I'll touch it up a little later. Not too bad. I had intended to paint the black of the window here. Maybe I'll just do that quick, and then I'll stop. Should have done that prior to. Little eye hole. All right, so that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this this first thing. So, see you.